And if that happens, that means that there will be no more pollution of our waters in the oceans and our riverways. That will mean that there will be no more fracking. When they say that fracking and liquefied natural gas is what is needed in order to help stop the pollution that's going on in China, we have to remind them that fracking
You keep this up, I'm going to start calling you the guardian angel, okay?
From the earth. And it is nothing that is more harmful than carbon dioxide.
That's my sign.
So, all the lies
for you today. Yeah, I know.
Nobody ever notices.
Before us needs to be cleared away. We must continue to do what we're doing today. Continue to rallying in larger and larger numbers to raise the consciousness of humanity that there is a better way forward. And it is indigenous laws and indigenous values and indigenous ways of living that can help raise the consciousness of this better way forward. My hands go up to the women. My hands go up to all the women leaders here, all the women leaders who are up in the front lines defending what sustains life. When we were raising money for our relatives, our friends, our allies in the Wetsueten territory, trying to support them in the best way we could. We were getting really tired and weary. We were getting burnt out. But when the women stepped forward and said, we're going to do this today, I jumped to it because I know that young people are starting to rise up. Young people are starting to wake up and say, yes, we need to do something about this. Yes.
And online hate, and they face a lifetime of racism and hate towards all the good work that they do for our people. So please give it up for my uncle to share a few words with all of you today.
Thank you. Just want to say thank you to the young people, because it's your future that the fight is all about. You have to be able to have a place to live, to breathe, to have wild fish, to have wild animals, to have all of those things that are starting to fade away today. We have to make sure that we try to leave it for the future generation. And I'm reminded when I came here, we did a lot of this in my younger days. And one of the things that we had accomplished all through this country was making sure that Section 35 in the Constitution was there to recognize and affirm our Aboriginal title and treaty rights. A lot of our people have gone to courts to have those rights identified. And the latest court case was the tsel, where the Supreme Court of Canada said that you have Aboriginal title in your territory. And Gitsan went to court a long time ago, and the hereditary chiefs had brought that case to court. You're the people that are the ones that have Aboriginal title. So when they talk about recognizing the rule of law, there's our laws that are in place, but we have to make sure that the governments understand what they are, so that's a challenge that we have as Wilmuchans, to all the people in our territory. So I just wanted to say thank you to all of you for being here, and let's carry on this struggle for making sure that our young people have a good place to stay. Thank you.
Government to give us our land back. The young people are standing up and they're speaking for the truths that we all stand for. We have water defenders among us, and I wanted to invite one of my sisters to come and share a few words. Courtney, thank you very much. Thank you very much for your support. She went out in her canoe this past summer to go and stand for the land. It takes all of us. It takes affirmative action today in your homes and in your communities. What can you do to talk to leadership? Next time, maybe we should go and take a visit to our representative, the member of parliament, and ask him what he's doing at the legislature and how he's speaking on behalf of us for our land. I think we all need to realize that we have a voice in all of this, and which way we choose to vote in the next election matters, because the Conservatives have represented the people that live here for a long, long time, and we have yet to elect somebody into Parliament and into legislators that's actually going to speak on behalf of all of us. And we need to start thinking about those political directions as soon as we possibly can. But I want to invite my sister here. She's a water protector, just to share a few thoughts and what on behalf of the water and on behalf of her people.
Hasta manu warawanga dikilagingwa. Hawa. Teeth kw'a Jacquias hinudikiag. Aswale. Teeth kw'a Jacquias Tusqui. Talisaqua. Shwai Village. Gitsagukla First Nation. Haidawai. Hey, my dear people, my name is Courtney Russell. My ancestral names are Jacquias and Teeth kw'a. And I had no intention on speaking today. For those of you that know me, I'm such a quiet person. Public speaking is not something I ever considered as one of my strengths. First of all, I'd just like to acknowledge our elders, our leadership. My hands go up to you for taking us down this pathway, showing us the importance as Wilmuth people to take care of our land. I don't want to share too much, but I know there are some of our brothers and sisters out there. I just want to call out to them. If you're just sitting here, sitting at home watching this, I'm calling out to you. Come stand with us. For so many years, our people were forced to give up our voice, and we're starting to take that back. I know it's hard to get up here and talk in front of so many people, but I understand the importance of being able to use what our ancestors fought so hard for us to be able to use. So I don't want to say too much, but my hands go up to the leadership, and I thank our ancestors. And I just want to encourage our brothers and sisters to walk, to do our best to walk on the path that our ancestors fought so hard for us to walk on.
Chest, it's all been suppressed, said, ignored like a bad message, looking for myself in a mess like some bad wreckage. Come on, inspect this, you didn't expect it. Imagination's high like I live with the Jetsons. Put me on blast and I'll be fully projected. A bully with my cadence, I'll be syllable invested. Take it to the max with my battery pack. Well, tell me my moment, I ain't never coming back. Take us to the edge of our freedom. Take us to the edge of what we know. Take us. Put your fists up. Freedom. Take us to the edge of what we know. You ain't up against the mirror, it's just you and the beer. They can't stop you, it's just you and your fear. Anything can happen if you really believe. Anything can happen if you really believe. Power to the people, the ones that's coming next. This is what we have to do, we'll put it to the test. I'm freestyling now cause I'm up on top. I'm going straight up to the mountaintop. The eagle's gonna fly and the fish gonna swim. We're gonna do what we have to do to win. Indigenous power and they're not gonna stop. We're gonna do it now cause the people on top. We're gonna riot and we're gonna bring it to the streets. Everybody moving, use your fists in the air. Everybody moving with your fists in the air. Everybody moving with your fists in the air. Take us to the edge of our freedom. Take us to the edge of what we know. Take us to the edge of our freedom. Take us to the edge of what we know. I want to thank everybody for coming out today. We need every single one of you. We have to walk in unity. To the edge of our freedom. Take us to the edge of what we know. Thank you very much.
Great arms rise up in the streets. All the cities are eating natives like you wouldn't believe. And they're cold to the situation, sitting at their desks, signing papers to the death. The people they never met, and the pain is unknown. People at ease, sipping teenies at the latest bistro opened last eve. So ski at the reservation, eat oysters at your flavor, fine dining with your friends, head to Whistler on weekends. You claim you never knew. They say that you are living in these stolen lands. Stolen lands, bet you didn't know. Stolen lands, my people ain't gonna take it no more. Stolen lands, time to settle the score. Stolen lands, checking native people. Awesome, thank you.
Olicia tel sqwélqwel talita kw'a yaka kw'us. My name is Jasmine Horn, and my ancestral name is Olicia. I share my name with my grandmother. So I have a poem that I wrote, and I've been speaking about climate change for a long time because I feel very connected to the earth, and I have a hard time connecting to humanity sometimes because I think that the problems that are happening are not being addressed properly, and our government is putting economy over our land. We cannot have money if we don't have land. You're sucking the earth dry of what it has left. So I'm going to share with this poem that I wrote August 18th, 2018, when I was on the island and on my own self-discovery journey. And I want to give a background that I wrote this during the fire season when I was outside and I couldn't even breathe my own air. I was choking and I had to stay inside. So I was at the beach and I was praying and I said, the haze has come and it's become hard to breathe. I choke when she tells me she's upset because she has no tears left to cry. She's upset, the summer is dry and brittle and we've dug her to her core in search of her rich veins. Our money has turned black and our trees will soon be charcoal too. Walking to the water I cry because my tears are the only source of water I can give back to her. As I tell her I'm sorry for how we've taken her for granted, when I turn to walk back, the cedar whispers forgiveness and the wind pushes the boughs to brush me off so that I can shed the sorrows I had shared with her. Shaking my hands with the boughs, I promised I will bring my people back.
Up in Houston. I'm from the Wetsueten community. I'm from the xwe'í clan, the house of many eyes. Our clan has 3 houses. My house is the house of many eyes. And I see many eyes here with us today. You are all Wetsueten Strong today. I've lived here in my adopted homelands of the Coast Salish for almost 30 years. I've worked with the leadership here in Stalo for almost 8 years, watching them take back their ability to make decisions on their own homelands. It's beautiful to watch. I'm humbled by the work that happens here. And I'm humbled by the work that I've seen here just in the past few days, watching this event come together. It's always the women that make it happen, our matriarchs. They know how to get stuff done. One of my earliest teaching was always to listen to your matriarchs. I hold up my hands to all of you that made this happen today. Thank you. My heart soars. And the messaging, the missing and murdered women, paying tribute, along with those that are walking and marching in Vancouver today again, like they do every year, memorializing our stolen matriarchs that have been taken from us. It's also Valentine's Day. I want to wish everybody a happy Valentine's Day. John Horgan, I want to wish you a happy Valentine's Day. Are you feeling the love? John, do you know what love feels like? This is what it feels like. And this is what true leadership feels like. You need to learn some things, John. A few things I've learned about John. Just 25 years ago, he was, before he got into politics, he was part of an environmental protest on the steps of the legislature. In 1993, they were protesting the Walbrand Valley logging, and they pushed through the front doors and they broke stained glass windows and they marched onto the legislature floor. John Horgan was part of that crowd. And yesterday he passed legislation that prohibits any further activities like that, any more marching on the state legislature. What happened to you, John? You made a lot of promises that helped you get elected. You were going to stop Site C. You stood in Site C and you protested when you were still in opposition. You protested that project, and it's one of the first things you approved when you took office. You promised election reform, and you didn't deliver on that either. And you promised to stop the Trans Mountain Pipeline with every tool in your toolbox. That hasn't happened. And now you're trying to force more LNG projects, pushing us farther and farther down this fossil fuel hole. Shame! 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 I want to say a few words of what I understand is happening in my homelands. Our Wet'sueten chiefs have been very busy. But I know in the last few days, I know what they've been doing. They've had to go door to door and start inviting the wing chiefs to a clan gathering that happened last night in our feast hall. I know how that works. You don't phone people up and invite them. You don't post it on social media. You go face to face and you invite the leaders to the feast hall. And they met last night, and I still haven't got an update. I don't know how it went. Our community has a lot of healing to do. And I ask you all to respect the work that they have to do as we heal. As we heal our nation. Our people are divided. This pipeline has cut a wound through the middle of our soul. But I ask you to please just do your research. Understand what we're going through up there. Appreciate all your love and support. My heart is heavy. I don't think I can make my other point, but thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for all your support.